This is the young man who was killed at the Opry Mills Mall near the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee yesterday. I felt compelled to do an artistic creation / little masterpiece about him for many reasons, but I'll only list a few of them here. I felt compelled to do an artistic creation about him because, 1, he could have been my little brother. 2, his relatives stated that he was a good guy who looked out for his family members. And because my slight comedian brain feels compelled to try to make good people laugh, since scientific research states that laughter is healthy for us, especially during negative situations. I'll try to introduce a little humor into this negative situation and turn it into a positive to some degree, damn it. 3, his relatives stated that he has 3 sisters, thus my number 3 at play. 4, since, like I've stated in previous artistic creations, I'm slightly obsessed with looks, my slightly obsessed with looks brain couldn't help but to notice that this young man has quite an attractive face. And despite all the things I can do without regarding the song Pretty Boy Swag by Soulja Boy, I find some things about that song hilarious, and it has a great beat. And my subconscious immediately brought that old song to my mind when I first saw this young man. I thought to myself, he has a pretty face. Thus, the song Pretty Boy Swag came to mind. It's also possibly more evidence that I'm slightly clairvoyant, and what I call a bizarre world creepy coincidence, that after my subconscious brought Pretty Boy Swag to mind after seeing this young man, I later saw a news report in which one of his relatives mentioned how good looking he was and how all the girls were crazy about him. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Anyway, I can't help but to wonder if his parents were in his life, because I haven't heard or seen anything stated about his parents. I also can't help but to wonder about the shooter, because he could have been my little brother too. I also can't help but to wonder why things were taken so far. I know that supposedly situations like this happen all over America with young black men all the time, but being a person who is focused on the metaphysical, I can't help but to give special attention to this situation, because me feeling compelled to take a rare break from my negative news break led to me learning about this situation and the 2 Antioch, Tennessee shootings that have taken place in less than a year. Being a person who believes in the metaphysical, I can't help but to think there's a reason why my spirit was led to these news stories. And remember, like I stated in my Carol Swain artistic creation and other artistic creations, every black person and everyone else should be infinitely concerned about and asking why 2 mass shootings took place in predominantly black Antioch, Tennessee in less than a year. And once again, remember this quote: first they came for the socialist, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Once again, that's it for now. And once again, especially to the evil, bad hackers and privacy invaders who may be listening to this artistic creation and then trying to block it because, like I've suspected for over a decade, and recent congressional hearings on C-SPAN have recently revealed, you don't want the sheepish, Kool-Aid drinking masses hearing diverse perspectives, damn it.